Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Football Fignuts podcast. This is Season 6, Episode 13. All of them put together is 252 episodes. I'm Craig.
I'm Sinch.
And Sinch is here this week because Britt has a bye week. Britt has a bye week.
He's out there floating.
He's on a boat somewhere in unknown, somewhere unknown, and drinking.
Yes, he is.
I'm assuming he's drinking right now.
I thought vacation you were supposed to do something different than what you do when you're at home.
Well, I think it's the quantity and what he's drinking, because he did get the drink package. So
he's taking full advantage.
Yes, as he should, as one should. How are you, sir? You haven't been here in a while.
Things are going great. How are you?
I was okay until what's today? Today's Wednesday. Wow. I was okay until Saturday morning, when one of our cats started limping around. She came in limping. Find out she broke her what would be her ankle, cat ankle.
How would a cat do that? I thought they always landed on their feet.
I'm not sure. We have two cats. Her entire life with us, because she kind of adopted us. She was a stray. She's an indoor-outdoor cat, and yes, I know about outdoor cats, so don't at me about that. I realize that. So we've tried to keep her in for the last 10 years, and it does not work for anyone. And we're in a condo complex with a parking lot, so it's mostly okay. Anyway, she got x-rays, and they said it looks like she compressed it, like she fell, and I guess she landed on something or wrong or something. I don't know. Lately, she has been eyeing the little tree that is in front of our door, because I don't know about near you, because you have woods near you.
Yes.
For some reason, and I don't know what birds these are, there's birds that start singing at 4 a.m. I don't know if you have those near you, but they are here.
They're called the early birds.
They're here for breakfast. And I did notice her last week eyeing up in the tree, and she's been in this tree before. I've caught her in the tree. So that's my going theory, is that and when this happened, she was only outside for 4 hours. So
fell down in the first minute and just laid there for
probably
3:59. I think what happened is the cat went to jump, and a dog went and jumped on the cat's back, and with the cat and the dog's weight, that's what happened. Because cats are light of foot.
Wouldn't shock me. Yeah, they are. And she's had other minor injuries because fights. I've actually seen her get into an argument with a fox once over a mouse. She's beaten up 2 pit bulls, drew blood. They weren't doing anything. They were just trying to sniff her, because they were
that is a great name, Drew Blood.
Wow, see that?
That is a great name.
That sounds familiar, doesn't it? They're neighbors. Pets, so everyone kind of knows who has what pet and whatever. And at the time, it was 2 separate incidents. They kind of tried to sniff her too much, and she had enough, and she punched him in the face and drew blood. So the sniffing promptly stopped. But yeah, I think that's been my week so far.
I think I have a new alias. I'm Drew. Drew Blood.
I'll go with it. I'll start calling you that. So she is in a little cat splint. She had a very terrible Monday because she went to 2 separate vets. So wasn't a fun day for anyone. Yeah,
I saw the picture. It was the most pathetic thing. The poor cat with the big cast, and then the cone on its head.
Oh, the cone.
And just sitting there oh my God, I don't know what's going on.
The cone was ripped off. She ripped it off that night. The cone was still clipped together. It was a plastic cone.
Yeah.
Still clipped together and still tied with a string. Not tightly, but it was there to keep her in place. She took it off. Don't know how. she got her head through the opening and it took it off. It's still tied together, actually.
Yeah, the animals don't want that.
No.
We don't need no cones.
And she's surprisingly, once she gets up and balances herself, because she's been a little medicated and loopy, which is fine because she needs to sleep. When she gets up and starts moving, she moves pretty damn quick with that splint on, like a lot faster than I thought she'd be able to. So, but hopefully that can come off this week, and then she still has to kind of rest up. So, but yeah, so I have, and this is a good segue, because this just can go right into the "What are you drinking?" segment. And because I said that, I have 2 beers with me tonight, and the first one is one of Britt's favorites. I think it's 8%, and it's Crucial Mass. And I already opened it, and it's delicious.
Good beer.
What are you drinking?
That one tastes just like beer, but in the best way.
Yes, it does.
I am drinking my new favorite all-time beer.
Ooh, what is it?
The what's the name of it? Southern Tier Cold Brew Coffee Pumpkin Nitro.
Oh yeah, that is a good one. I had that last year. I haven't had it yet this year.
It is like so creamy. I can't even describe it.
It is dangerous.
It's really smooth, really creamy. Kind of has. I mean, you get the pumpkin, you get a coffee taste, but it's a pumpkin beer. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like there's a hint of the coffee. So there's coffee in there, but it's a pumpkin beer. Yeah, just so smooth, so creamy.
Does it remind you of an iced pumpkin coffee?
Well, I would not drink a pumpkin coffee or an iced pumpkin coffee.
But would you drink iced coffee?
I mean, have I ever? Yes. Would I? Probably not.
Fair.
I get a Dunkin Donuts coffee every day, nice and hot. I don't care if it's 100 degrees outside.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I usually get hot coffee. My thing lately has been an Americano, which is basically like 2, depending on the size of the cup, 2 or 3 shots of espresso, and then they add hot water to top off the cup, so it's like a stronger coffee. So just drink that black, maybe with some cinnamon. Yes, this has been the Bougie Beverage Podcast. Thank you for joining us tonight.
I was thinking, but I didn't want to say.
Oh, you can't. You can ask anybody. I am terribly bougie with food. I know that I am. It's fine. I accept it. It's fine.
It's like I do not accept Starbucks as coffee. I mean, it's coffee. I'm not saying it's not coffee, but I do not accept that.
And people who listen to this who don't have a Dunkin' Donuts near them, in New England, there's literally a Dunkin' Donuts probably like every 5 blocks, it seems.
I have 3 that are 1 mile away from my house in each direction.
Nice. See what I mean?
And I've measured that out just to see.
The problem with
Starbucks.
Yeah.
Problem with Starbucks. You go in there and you say, "I would like a coffee."
Yep.
That's not good enough. You can't order that way.
Right.
You've got to go by their silly names, and I want
type of coffee,
a grande, this, that. No, just give me a big coffee. And then you give them money, and then they say, "All right, what's your name?" And you got to tell them, and then you got to wait. It's like, look, it's coffee. Right there, the coffee's done. They hand it to you. You walk away. No, you got to wait. And then they're going to call your name and probably get it wrong. You're going to go over and get your coffee, and they're going to fill it to the very, very top.
They do fill it to the top.
What if you want to put half and half in there?
Then you're going to have to
milk or
drink some before that.
Bastards.
My problem with Dunkin' Donuts, at least the ones that are near me, is their consistency is all over the place. There's some days it's like the best coffee I've had in a long time, and other times I can't even drink it. It's really weird. It's really weird. I don't know. But anyway, we digress as usual. It's time for Burning Hot Takes. So we each get 1 question. And would you like to give or receive, sir?
You go first while I think of something.
Oh, perfect. I'll ask you this because you're aware of this person as a coach. After the game with the Chiefs, and after the last 5 weeks as their head coach. Do you think Josh McDaniels is going to have a job at the end of the year? Like, do you think he can be a head coach? Because it did take him an extraordinarily long time to get a head coaching job away from the Patriots.
I don't think it took him as long. The amount of time he was always offered jobs he was turning down, but that's neither here nor there. The Raiders are not quick to fire. And the first couple of games, they were right in it. They could have won or lost right near the end. He drove me nuts this week when they went for 2, and their defense was not stopping the Chiefs. So if you go for 2 and you make it, the Chiefs had plenty of time to get in the field goal range, kick a field goal, and beat you. So instead, they go for 2, and they don't make it. And now the Chiefs don't have to do anything, and your defense can't stop them. They just got a first down. They got another first down. They got another first. Okay, game over. So I thought that was just the worst decision ever. But do I think he'll have a job at the end of the year? Yes. There was talk that the owner had a closed-door meeting. The owner does that with the head coach every week. That's been documented going back to Gruden, that every week he would meet for an hour with the coach. So I wouldn't read anything into it. He has not done a good job so far. But, I mean, you got to give head coaches a break. You can't fire after 5 weeks. And if you could, Nate Hackett would be gone long before Josh McDaniels.
That is true. That is true. Because we also had another firing in Carolina, but he was there, was it 3 years, 2 years?
Yeah, he was there a long time. Did you see?
Yeah.
Rule will get $438,000 a month for the next 4 years to not coach.
That is fucking insane. Like, who? I seriously want to be in the meeting where these deals are like thought up and like agreed upon, because what in the actual hell? Like, why would you give an unproven head coach who's never coached in the NFL before because he came from college, completely different thing, 2 totally different, other than the sport they're playing, 2 totally different ways to do it. Why? How? Like, did he get the owner and, like, you know, their agents, like, drunk and just gave them bags of coke and strippers? Like, is that how he? Who gives a coach, an unproven coach, 7-year contract for that much money?
You know what it is? These coaches are free agents when it comes to the NFL calling. The Jets offered him the job, but the Jets said, we're going to pick your assistants. So he said, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not taking the job. So now you've got Carolina thinking that the Jets are going to, the Jets are about to sign this guy. So they might have said, we need 7 years instead of the 5 that they offered. So it's like, well, if you want the guy, you got to go 7 years. So yes or no, do you do it or not do it? I'll tell you this. I think Matt Rule is a good coach. I think he could be a good head coach of an NFL team. If you just look at the quarterbacks the guy had, no one would have won. Belichick wouldn't have won. Andy Reid wouldn't have won. No one would win with Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold and P.J. Walker and J.J. Walker and all these other. No one's winning with that.
The Patriots won with Cam Newton, didn't they?
No, they had a losing season.
Proving your point.
But the Patriots did win with Bailey Zappi.
There you go. Say that name 5 times fast.
Zappy, 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 zappy.
See, almost made it. I think that was like 4.5. All right, yeah. Okay, so what's your question? If you have one. If not, that's fine.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
And I mean this seriously. I'd like an answer. What is wrong with the Packers?
Basically, Aaron Rodgers doesn't trust his receivers. Really, that's pretty much it.
For me, this goes back to we spoke about Aaron Rodgers, and we were making a Brady Aaron Rodgers comparison years ago, maybe before the podcast, maybe at the beginning, right. And I said Brady's teammates love him. Whatever person he is, I don't know. I've never been around him, but Brady's teammates love him. Aaron Rodgers, you don't hear that. You hear guys coming out saying how much of a jerk he is. And really, that's about it. He doesn't have a bunch of guys defending him. I just think that Aaron Rodgers is like, you guys aren't as good as me. I threw you the ball, you didn't catch it. You're not as good as me. I don't care. I'll throw it and you won't catch it, and that's it. And now I'm gonna pout. And it's like you got these rookies. You gotta go over and you gotta kind of, hey, you guys are great. You're gonna be good. I'm gonna throw it here. Look at that. What a great catch. You can't just, oh, I threw it and you didn't catch it. You went the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
I just think the problem with the Packers is Aaron Rodgers is a douche.
So he's a good quarterback, but he's a douche. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, he's an all-time great quarterback. It's just as a person, as a teammate, as the leader of the team, I just don't think he's any good.
No, that's fair. And he's had that on again, off again drama with the Packers for the last 2-ish seasons, 3 seasons. So, and I think Davante Adams leaving hurt him a lot. And these rookie receiver, the two they have, they're good.
It's proven when Davante Adams leaves the field, it hurts people. I'll be here all night.
Yeah, but I don't know what it is, because he has people like Cobb and Lazard, but the two of them seem like if you combine both of them to one receiver, they would be healthy on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm. But if you just look at it, they've got 2 good running backs. They've got a good tight end. I mean, not great, but no one has a great. There's Kelsey, and that's about it, really. So no one has a great tight end. They have a good tight end in Tanyan. They've got, I don't know, average receivers maybe. They're rookies, so it's hard to say. But It's just like it's almost the kind of thing that you would say, oh boy, if that team had a good quarterback, I think they'd really be good. And it's not that Rodgers has necessarily been bad this year. It's just I can't put my finger on it. Their offensive line's okay. Their defense is pretty good.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think Adams leaving made them rewrite their offense, and it's not working. Like if you watched did you watch the end of the Raiders Chief game? Were you awake?
Yes, I did. Yes.
The last play of the game where Renfro and Adams ran into each other.
Was Renfro the cameraman?
No, it was on the field. On the field.
Oh, yeah, okay, I get it.
If that happened on the Packers, I think Aaron Rodgers would have spontaneously combusted on the field.
I'd love to see that.
Did you see the other, I forgot what tight end it was. The tight end went in motion the wrong way, and Aaron Rodgers yelled at him to go back.
Mark Chimura?
Maybe.
It's a blast from the past.
Yep.
Packers tight ends from the 90s for 500, Alex.
Hey, did you see Don Majkowski was at the
stadium? Magic Man.
The original Magic Man. He's back. All right, so on to our next segment that Britt and I have been doing is the good, the bad, and the ugly.
I was thinking about this one.
This is we're each going to name something good, something bad, and something ugly that happened over football. I mean, it doesn't really have to be about football, but it can be whatever. So what do you have for the good?
The good has got to be the Bills. They beat the holy hell out of the Steelers, and I don't know, 5 minutes into that game, there was just no doubt that this is not going to be a close game. And I think they won 112-7 was the final score, something like that.
Yeah.
It was just the kind of game that it was, like I said, it was done. The Bills kind of just, okay, let's not get hurt.
Yeah, I think that's what it pretty much came down to by the end of that game. The good for me is, I'm kind of enjoying the Eagles.
Really?
I like what they're doing. I don't. Part of me doesn't think the NFC East is real yet because everyone except the Commanders are 4-1 or whatever.
They are the best division in the NFL.
See, but on paper, yes.
I'm just going by record. You are
Right.
what your record says you are.
Right. That is true. That is true.
Bill
But the
Parcells
Eagles
told me that one.
as long as Jalen Hurts doesn't get hurt, as long as Hurts doesn't get hurt, I think.
Well, if I could just interrupt again.
Yes.
You know who Hurts' backup is?
Who?
My favorite backup quarterback, even though the Patriots have Bailey Zappi. My favorite backup quarterback.
Yeah.
It's the mustache, Gardner Minshew.
He's their number 2?
He's been their number 2 for like going on 3 years, I think.
Really?
I want him in the game.
I am all for it.
Needs him.
Especially
he needs
since
to be the new Fitzpatrick, where he's on every team and plays for 20 years.
Is Gardner Minshew the new Blake Bortles?
You guys like Bortles a little more than I do.
All right. So what is your bad?
The bad. Let's see. What was bad? I'll tell you what was bad.
Michael Jackson.
Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz was so bad that after the game, reporters went to his head coach, Ron Rivera, and asked him, what is the difference between your team and the Cowboys, the Giants, and Eagles? Why are they better than you? And he said quarterback. So when your head coach calls you out and says, you're the reason we stink, that's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. The bad for me this week, man, there's a lot of bad this season for some reason. I don't know why. And there's a really thin line between bad and ugly lately. The bad for me this week is the Broncos. And Russell Wilson. Like what is happening there? Russell Wilson went to the Broncos, and everyone thought it was the next coming of Peyton Manning. And the Broncos, I don't know what they're doing. Like, I have no
Neither
idea
do they.
what they don't. They don't. And is it Russell Wilson? Was Pete Carroll's play calling making Russell Wilson look better?
Well, you know what? There's no doubt.
Does coach in Denver not know what he's doing?
There's no doubt that Pete Carroll is a better coach than Nathaniel Hackett. I've never seen a coach so overmatched, in over his head, completely lost in my life than he.
And what was his job before this?
He was the offensive coordinator with the Rodgers, with the Packers under Aaron Rodgers. Or I guess
right.
with
because I think Aaron Rodgers was calling his own plays half the time.
Well, that's where he came from, and he looks lost. Every decision that comes up, they go to the sideline, they show him on the camera, and he's like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Try this. I don't know.
This Microsoft Surface says we should do this, so let's do it.
Well, he even hired, I don't know the guy's name, but he hired the, I don't know what his title, something like game day assistant or something, someone to help him with coaching, head coaching.
Why don't we have these jobs? What the fuck?
I swear to God, between playing Madden as much as I have and watching the NFL for as long as I have, I would not do what some of these guys are doing.
Seriously. All right, people. We all know the Moneyball story. We all know that data is king. We get that. We understand it. You're like, oh, well, in this situation, on a Thursday in the middle of the day and the sun's over here, we should call this play, and it will work 78% of the time. I get that. I understand that. But if you have first and goal on the 3, and all of a sudden it's third and goal on the 3, you call a passing play, and it doesn't work. And then it's fourth down. It's fourth and goal on the 3, and you call another passing play. because the little book told you percentage-wise it should work. Don't listen to the little book. You have an offensive line. You have a running back. You need to get 3 yards. If you can't get 3 yards, you have bigger problems. Just saying.
Hey, how about you got eyeballs? You're watching the game. Hey, come here. Sorry, calling my dog.
Just like that. No, it's same difference. Same difference.
You listen to me. You know what? You're watching the game. The game is right there in front of you. Don't worry about what the tablet thing is telling you to do. Look at it. You could see no one is scoring a touchdown in that. I'm talking about the Colts Broncos game. No one is scoring the touchdown. Take the field goal.
Yes.
They could have gone up 6, and then you're forcing a touchdown.
Yeah, just like the Raiders game. They should have just kicked.
I tell the TV, no one listens.
No one listens. And the ugly for me is I'm hearing reports that the Dolphins are trying to get back into playing. Just stop. Like, no one wants to see a live action Apollo Creed and someone dying on the field. If you don't know how Apollo Creed is, figure it out. Like,
yes.
Just let it, like, he got 2 serious concussions in a very, very short amount of time. Don't try to get him, don't be like, oh, he needs to play, by week, I don't know, whatever it was, week 6, week 10, or he's cut. Like, what? Just stop. Like, if he gets hit, because defensive players aren't going to not tackle him. They're not going to be like, oh, well, we'll just, like, tap you. They're going to hit him. And he's going to hit his head on the ground, and it is not going to be good. And no one wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that.
Well, you know what? That was going to be my ugly, because how that was handled was so bad on the Sunday. Then he came back the Thursday, and how that was handled, I mean, after he's laying there on the ground, it doesn't matter what you do. The damage is done. And now he returned to practice today. And you know what? I mean, someone's got to just take this guy's helmet and say, look, just
stop.
Go run around the field. Take a couple of laps. Just keep yourself sharp, and we'll get you back in there soon. And then the other thing I wanted to add.
Sure.
So the NFL's concussion policy, after that Thursday night game, now this past Sunday, what were there, like 20 guys in the league that had concussions, were out of the game and didn't come back? It was ridiculous.
It was a large number, larger than normal.
I'm not saying 20 guys did not get concussions. I'm just saying it seemed like every game had 1 or 2 players on each team while they're out of the game with a concussion.
Yep.
And I mean, you know what? That could have happened. It most likely does happen every single week. It's just we've never seen it before. Tua gets hurt, and now everybody's got a concussion.
Yeah, because now they added the clauses where if they have symptoms of a concussion, it should be considered a concussion.
Well, you know what? I mean, the NFL should just make these guys sign a waiver. I'm playing this sport. Chances of concussion are high. CTE has been linked to concussions. I'm doing this at my own risk.
That means the NFL would have to admit concussions and CTE are real.
Well, you know what?
Because if they do that, that opens a door to a giant lawsuit from everyone that's ever played any sport, especially football.
Well, it's never been real until now. Starting now.
Right.
I just think we're heading towards where either it's going to be it's going to look like a Pro Bowl where they kind of hug you and hold you, and then they blow the whistle, and the play is done.
Yeah.
We're heading towards that. So it's either that, or we get everybody to sign a waiver, and then, you know what? Tear his head off. He signed the waiver. Everybody just go at it. And if it's extreme, you'll get the penalty, you'll get the ejection or whatever. But it's either here nor there. You know, it's not going to be the middle. It's going to be the... I don't want to get political. It's going to be the liberal. You can't hit them. You can't tackle them. It's going to be that, or it's going to be the Trump. We need to kill everybody. It's one or the other, and neither one of them's right. But it's one or the other.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that thing I sent on Instagram about the roughing the passer penalty that happened in the Chiefs Raiders game.
I did not see that one.
So it happened because the dude on the Chiefs landed on Carr with his full body weight. So that's why it was called roughing the passer, because you're not supposed to do that.
Is that the one we were all texting about Sunday?
Yes.
Okay, I remember it now. Okay.
So in one of the clips on Instagram, it was from way back when Brady.
Oh, Brady. Yes.
The Brady hit where I think Pat Summerall was calling the game, and they were playing the Bills, and Brady ran the ball on like a bootleg, and the dude on the Bills
took his head off.
He jumped up and hit him with his shoulder in the upper portion of Brady's body and head, and
then drove him to the turf.
He did repeat, like he basically piled. No, that wasn't a pile driver, but
it was as if he jumped up to hit Brady, and then he caught him and landed with his full body weight and his head on top of Brady.
Yes, that's it. And they both got up and walked away. But man,
that
guy,
even better clip.
He would have been ejected if that happened now.
There's an even better clip out there. Patriots against the Bills, way back. Brady was in his younger days. And Brady is rolling out to the right. And I think he might have been running for a first down. But he rolls out to the right. And this secondary guy comes and just levels Brady. And I mean, like helmet to helmet, diving into him. Brady's helmet goes flying off. It's the most brutal hit. And Brady got up and was like yelling at him, and everything was fine. There were no concussions. No one got kicked out of the game. We just, all right, next play.
So that's the ugly week.
So there you go.
There's a lot of ugly this week, but you know what's not ugly is Sinch. So my record, America's favorite game right now, is 4-0 because last week Britt played, and this week Sinch is going to play America's favorite game.
There's pressure.
There's
pressure.
Ton of pressure. So basically, America's favorite game is the under-overs. So as we mentioned every week, you kind of look at these games, and there's over 50 and under 40. The over 50 is what Vegas is telling everyone, hey, you should probably pay attention to these games, especially if you're doing DFS. So those people in this game might have a decent day. And then you're looking at games that are under 40, and you should basically not use anyone remotely connected to this game. So this is week 6. So I'm going to double check here. So there's, let me see, 1.
It's week 6. You don't have to double check.
No. The totals. The totals.
Oh, okay.
All right. So right now there is one game. We record this on Wednesday, so this includes Thursday's game. There's one game under 40. Okay. And there are 2 games over 50.
Well, I'm lucky enough that I got a gimme this week.
Okay.
I got the gimme that it can't miss. It's got to be one of the overs.
You're doing the over. Okay. All right. What's the over?
It's got to be. So the Bills at the Chiefs has got to be, without looking, I would say it's got to be a 57.
Wow, you are correct, and you're close. Yeah. That is an over of 54.
Well, I would take the over in that game. I don't see any way it's 54.
No, yeah.
But
definitely.
Anyway.
So that's one correct. There's one game under 40 and one game over 50, and you have all your strikes.
I'm feeling good. No whammies. I'm going to go with the second over being the Cowboys at the Eagles.
It's the Steelers, Vikings.
Cowboys, Eagles. Sunday night game.
Sunday night game. See, I'm scrolling the wrong way. That is incorrect, sir. That is a 42.
Oh, bullshit. All right. All right. Even though that's wrong, I'm going to keep going.
Okay.
I'm going to roll the dice.
All right.
I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling good.
You can do the exclusion game in your head if you want.
No, there's nothing going on up there.
All right.
I tried doing things in my head, and the echo is deafening. boy, who's going to score a lot of points? I mean, the NFL has just stunk this year.
I was surprised about this game. That's the over. But considering how this season's been, I guess it's not too surprising. Initially, I was surprised.
I'll say I don't even think that.
See? I mean, you can always try the under. You can try the under if you want.
All right, so you're looking at these. Uh-oh. It disappeared on me. Where'd it go? NFL schedule. All right, I got it back.
Okay.
Let me try the under.
Okay.
I think the under has to be the C words and the Bears.
And you are correct. The Washington Commanders at the Chicago Bears is a 38. 38.
See, that was a gimme the same way the Bills and the Chiefs.
Who would you take in that game?
Washington. I think Washington will win the game.
The spread is a push. So
I think Washington wins. I think Wentz is fired up after his coach had to apologize to him for saying he's the reason why we suck.
Do you take the under on that?
What's the under? What's the number?
38.
So 38 is telling us what? 19.
Yeah, so like,
21-17.
21-13. Yeah. Something around there.
21-17. 38.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would take the under.
I don't think more than 4 touchdowns will not be scored in this game.
Just a bad game following a really bad Thursday night game.
Yes.
I think the jokes, everyone watching that on Twitter, on the broadcast will be saying, "We're sorry. This is the game. We got to watch it together."
Sorry. We're in this till the end.
Right, so here's my second over. I'm going for the second over.
One left.
Second over. No whammies. All right. I'm going to go ahead. I'll throw it out there. Yeah. Bengals Saints.
The Bengals and the Saints. Let me scroll back up here. I was surprised about this. This is on the lower end. This is a 43. That is incorrect, sir.
Man, all right. So here's my choices. Is it Broncos Chargers? I say no.
Let's ride.
Is it Panthers Rams? No chance. Cardinals Seahawks. Is it possible? Is Geno Smith? All right, so that's an option.
Is Geno Smith the answer? And remember, Call of Duty is not out yet.
Is that Geno Smith, or are you thinking Kyler Murray? Oh, you're saying they're playing the Cardinals. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay. Yep. All right. That's an option. Mm-hmm. It's not my guess.
Okay.
Jags Colts, no. Here's an interesting one. Jets Packers. Do the Packers put it together? The Jets scored 40 against the quarterbackless Dolphins. Could it be that one? Could it be Ravens Giants?
Could it?
Could it be that one? Buccaneers Steelers. That would be the Buccaneers scoring all 50 because the Steelers can't do it. 49ers Falcons. Vikings Dolphins. All right, I'm going to do it. Here's my guess.
All right.
I'm ready.
Yep.
I can't believe I got to guess these two teams because, I just simply cannot believe. I can't do it. I got to go to another game. That's how much I can't believe it.
Go with your gut. All right. Who is it?
Boy, this is pathetic. It really is. This is a pathetic slate of mediocrity.
It really is.
All right, so my final 2 guesses would have been Ravens Giants or Cardinals Seahawks. I think I'm going to go ahead and guess Cardinals Seahawks.
Cardinals Seahawks for the win. Let me scroll back here. And you are correct. That is a 50.5.
Wow.
Seattle is +3 in that game.
What was the over-under on the Ravens Giants, just out of curiosity?
Ravens Giants. A 45. The Giants are +6. The Giants are +6? Wow.
Well, the Giants are not good at 4.
No. Well, because they're playing the Ravens, I thought they would get more. I thought they were going to be like +10.
Oh, you wanted more. Okay.
Right, yeah.
I understand. Am I wrong? is that a pathetic slate? Like, you're trying to find who's going to score a lot in every one of those games. Vikings, Dolphins. Dolphins don't have a quarterback. Patriots, Browns. Patriots are starting their third-string quarterback. 49ers, Falcons. 49ers have a great defense. You can't count on Mariota to score anything. Buccaneers, Steelers. Steelers have no team. Bengals, Saints. The Saints have a good defense. They might not have anything else other than Hill, but yeah. But, I mean, Ravens, Giants, you're going to put all your money on them scoring 50? Jets, Packers, Jags, Colts. I mean, this is pathetic.
I mean, your BFF Brady said the play of the NFL has not been good lately.
It has not been.
Has not been good.
By the way.
Yes. Yes.
Tom Brady will be fine. Let's be serious for a second.
Surely.
There's I think, and I could be wrong because I don't pay that much attention to it.
Sure you do.
There's 3 kids. Mm-hmm. I feel bad for the kids.
Right.
3 kids, the parents are getting divorced. Yes, they have all the money in the world. I get it. But still, the 3 kids, I feel bad for the kids. And the parents are in the public eye to the point where I'm sure they hear everything. I'm sure they get picked on left and right. It's, it's rough when your mom's a supermodel and your father's like the best quarterback ever. I feel bad for the kids. And if they have pets, God, how would you like to be the dog and Tom Brady's throwing you the football? I mean, that's got to be a lot of pressure. You got to catch it.
That's true. That is the. You know what? You have a point. You have a point. With that, before we go on, I'm going to open my second beer. Because again, like I said, it's already been a long week. This is a beer I have not had before. At least I don't remember having it. This is a beer by Beer'd Brewing Company. This is called P2 Porter with coffee. Because I like coffee-based beers. And I like coffee.
That sounds good.
And I like beer. And on the side it says, how do you take your coffee? We take ours with beer. Coffee and beer. The tried and true pairing that brewers have been experimenting with for generations. We collaborate with a local coffee roaster, Absolute Brewing Coffee Company, to bring you your very own coffee porter. Enjoy it in your favorite coffee mug or pint glass. Enjoy in your favorite coffee mug. People, day drinking is here. It's here.
Well, they could hire you to read their commercial because I'm sold. I want some.
I am going to put it in my little, my little brewmate container that Britt got me that keeps cans cold, and then I'm going to try it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, open it up here. Push. Okay. It's not in a glass, so I have no idea what it looks like, but I'm going to assume it looks like coffee. Ooh, it smells like coffee.
Coffee is good. Beer is good.
Oh, that's good. That's good. It hits your tongue like coffee. Kind of it's not dry at all. So you get the beer after the coffee, and then the aftertaste is a little bit more coffee. I like this, and like I said, day drinking.
That's good. It's all good, and it's nighttime, so it's even better.
That's right, because I still have to edit this later. So, Britt has a bye week. So I had a closed-door meeting with the metric, and I was like, look, Britt's on a bye week. I need you to take the week off because what the actual hell? And I was like, you know what? We'll draft someone else to replace you. It's, you know what? We can do it. We don't want to, but we can do it. So I'm giving the metric the week off. So what we're going to do is, you know what? We're not going to make a full lineup because we can't do that. But I can. I'm not afraid of them. You know what, it would mean that someone's listening. Interesting.
Bring it on.
So we are going to make a mostly full lineup and looking at DraftKings. So Sinch and I are going to go through this. So we're going to go with a QB. We're going to do 2 running backs. We'll do 2 receivers and a tight end and maybe a defense. We won't do the flex or the other receiver. Yes.
How about if we did it this way? You tell me if this would be wrong.
Okay.
If you only gave your thoughts on half a lineup.
Yeah.
And I only gave my thoughts on half a lineup.
Yeah.
even though it equaled a full lineup. Would that be okay?
Probably not, but we can, if we skip flex and defense, or we skip the receiver.
Flex is just what you have left
over.
Yeah,
so we'll skip
like tight end and defense. Just go down the list as far down as you could go.
Sure.
And stomach picking that guy or that team.
We can do that.
That's how I do defense and tight end.
All right, we can do that. So we'll each pick a quarterback, and then we'll take a receiver and a running back, and then go from there.
All right, I'll go first.
Sure, go for it.
My quarterback for this week is Kirk Cousins,
Mr. Average,
at Miami. The game is at 1:00, along with all of the other games, so no one will look at him. And I think this is the kind of week where the Dolphins are going to be turning the ball over multiple times with their third-string quarterback. And I could see Cousins picking up a cheap touchdown pass, turnover at the 18-yard line, quick pass to Jefferson, and just like that, he's got another touchdown. So that was my pick this week.
So that's where's he playing this week? I mean, when is he playing?
It's a 1:00 game against the Dolphins.
Oh, let's see. I just want to see how much he is.
On DraftKings, he is $6,000.
Right. Middle of the road. Not bad. For me, I'm still gonna, man. I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but I'm still on the Geno Smith train because he is 5,700. He's playing Arizona. Arizona is a middle of the road team at best, So
what is his salary?
5,700.
Okay.
So 5,700. My backup, if I'm going to save a little bit more money, is going to be Jimmy G playing Atlanta because he's 55.
Okay.
He's 5,500, and Atlanta is in a terrible rebuild mode, and yeah, so
Atlanta this year undefeated with the spread this year.
Really?
Just keep that in mind. They've kept every game close.
Really? And you know what? I think the 49ers, I think they're 1-4 with the under. So interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
So what you're saying is take the Falcons and the under. Got it.
What's the let's look at this really quick. It's 44.5 and Atlanta is +5. Huh. Yeah, I think I would take
24-20.
I would take the under in that game. I don't see Atlanta scoring that much because San Francisco's defense is.
Well, you got to figure.
Hurt, but I mean,
Garoppolo's going to throw one pass that you say, "Oh my God, what was he looking at?" And it's going to get picked. So, could be a pick six, could be a pick down to the 5-yard line. Who knows?
All right. So,
all right.
You need a running back next. Yeah.
All right. So I went with the Patriots with Damian Harris is out of the lineup. He's got a hamstring injury. He's gone. Right. So that means Ramondre Stevenson is the only guy. Last week they had 2 running backs on the active roster for that game, and that was it. So if after Harris got hurt, if Stevenson got hurt, it was like, all right, just 5 wide and we'll figure it out to the end. So this week they're playing at Cleveland. I have Stevenson. He costs $6,000. He's my first running back.
Nice.
Hey, Craig.
No, I didn't. I was just reading up on. I forgot who the starting running back was for Atlanta. Now that
it's
Patterson,
Tyler Algier.
Yes, thank you. So running back, I might consider spending up at least on one running back, and I'm sorry, Sinch, but I think I would take Nick Chubb this week.
You could never go wrong with Nick Chubb.
He's 8,200 though, so pricey.
You might go a little wrong with him.
So a bit pricey, and then see, here's the thing. I'm kind of biased to this only because I have him on a few leagues. Your running back in New England, Stevenson, he's only 6,000, and the Browns the Browns running defense isn't superb. They're kind of near the bottom of the league. So
you also have to consider they're starting the third string quarterback. They don't want to throw it.
That's true.
They're going to want him. This is old style football. He's going to carry 25 times in this game.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I picked him.
And then if you want, for me, I'm throwing another name out there because as of right now, he's still pretty cheap, is J.K. Dobbins. I was, like I've mentioned before several times on this podcast, I was a huge fan of him in college. And, his knee getting destroyed last year was not good. But the last game against the Bengals, he looks like he's in good health with his knee. And right now, he's only 5,500. If he continues, he's playing the Giants. If he continues, his pricing is going to skyrocket. So let's just throw another name out there.
Well, another name I like that running back was Jeff Wilson going against Atlanta. Because Atlanta's defense isn't that good. And he's reasonable, 6,200. It's reasonable. My thinking for making this lineup this week, I wanted to keep every player kind of not in the middle, but I didn't want to go for the highest paid or the lowest paid. I wanted to be kind of even in the payroll for each position for each player. I went out for one player. Since I picked Cousins, I took Jefferson. And Jefferson's 8,900. So he was my one big expense. But everybody else, it was just, let's try and go right down the middle.
That's fair. All right, so let's go to receiver. I'll start with receiver. So for me, with receivers, again, if I can afford it, I'm gonna try to probably pay up for probably two of them. Again, I'm not making a tournament lineup, so I'm not that concerned with finding kind of diamonds in the rough kind of thing. I feel like Jamar Chase is due for a large game. The Bengals have been playing better, and I think he has a really good opportunity against the Saints. The Saints.
Does it worry you that Higgins might not play?
Yeah, a little bit, but that just means they're going to get Hurst more involved, which I'm okay with. But the Saints secondary is not. They're in the bottom mid-20s of the NFL. He's 7,700, and which is kind of shocking to me. Is the person right below him is Deebo Samuel, again playing Atlanta. Atlanta's secondary has historically not been very good. 7,600, so 100 cheaper than Chase. So I am looking at those two, and then a third if I just want to, save money because I'm going to have to, is DJ Moore. No, it's not DJ Moore at all. It's
Allen Robinson.
I was just seeing if you're paying attention. So if I'm gonna try to save money somewhere, I might look at Duvernay on Baltimore.
I had him on my list.
Nice. He's seems to be Lamar's. Mark Andrews is Lamar's go-to person, but like the next person would be Duvernay, and right now he is only $4,700, and he's playing the Giants. So,
a guy that I like this week.
Yep.
Remember the America's favorite game.
Yep.
The highest scoring game this week is the Chiefs and the Bills. Now, if you're not picking Kelsey, and I'm not talking Mahomes, who are you picking from the Chiefs? I can't come up with anybody. To me, they all get 3 catches, and none of them get a touchdown, and none of them are any good. So I just push the Chiefs to the side.
Okay.
Then you look at the Bills. My friend Craig has warned me about Diggs, so I never want to use him because I always fear this is the week.
He's the present day Julio Jones.
I don't want the
fantasy-wise. Uh-oh, did I lose you? Did your phone ring? Oh,
There you go.
there you go.
Did you lose me?
I didn't hear anything for like 30 seconds.
Well, I
Less than
guess you
30
lost me.
seconds.
I just said that I don't want Diggs. I don't want to have him for the week where he gets 2 catches for 16 yards.
Yep.
So my guy is Gabriel Davis. He's
Okay.
6,500 this week. The Chiefs' defense has been nothing to write home about. I
Per
expect that
usual.
game. I expect that game to be 2 teams that score in the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
So someone on the Bills is going to catch all the passes. And I just feel like after this past week, I know Gabriel Davis only had, I think, 3 catches, but he didn't need 4 because they were playing the Steelers and the game was over already. So I really think he's due for that game, that 6 for 180 and 2 touchdown game, 3 touchdown game. Again, he just played the Steelers. I think, what did he have, like 3 for 190 and 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns? I'm just saying, I think this week against the Chiefs, he's going to be the guy that puts up a lot of points.
Nice. Very nice.
Do you have any other wide receivers you want to mention that are possibilities?
If Higgins isn't playing and you want to save money, Tyler Boyd is 5,100, so not bad. Again, if you want to take the over game like Sinch was talking about, Isaiah McKenzie is 5,000, so also a
But can you
possibility.
trust him? It seems like he plays, he doesn't play. I don't know.
He's
I
the
don't
kind of
trust
guy. Yeah, because he's gonna be like he's gonna have 38 yards and 2 touchdowns, or he's gonna have like 120 yards and no touchdowns.
Another game that I was considering for the over-under was the Jets Green Bay, because I just feel like we're overdue for the Packers to put up a big game. But the Jets defense has been pretty good, so I don't think it's going to be against the Jets this week. But if you think it will be, then you look at the wide receivers for the Packers, maybe Lazard, maybe Dobbs. I don't know off the top of my head how much they cost, but if you think this is the week that they're going to find it and they're going to put points on the board, those are the guys. You're not going to pick Randall Cobb. He doesn't get enough targets. It would be Dobbs or what's the other rookie? Christian Wilson, Watkins.
Yes.
So
Someone.
how about any tight ends worth mentioning in your mind?
Let me look at the list here. It's this party is so hard to like spend up a tight end.
Oh yeah, you can't spend up.
It's so bad. Cause I'm looking, so man, tight end's just rough.
It's like I said, you pick the lowest salary guy that you're willing to go to battle with.
Yeah, I mean, there's Irv Smith Jr. He's 3,200, playing Miami. Again, not super. And then there's what's his face? Where'd it go? Damn you, app. Is Ingram on Jacksonville? He is 3,500. I can't see myself spending more than 3,500 this week on a tight end. Like that would be
a general question for you.
Yeah.
How much do you pay attention to when you're on DraftKings and it's showing you the salary? It has the opposition rank.
Yep.
So how much does that weigh into your choosing a guy?
It depends on the guy, because then sometimes I have to look in like. So like for me, injuries are a big thing on defense. So, depending on the game, I may look like it was, are they starting? Because, for example, for a couple weeks, the Bills' secondary consisted of 3 6-round picks. So that was big. That mattered a lot. So it's just something I look into, not for my whole lineup, but I do look into it, especially if I'm looking at like tight end or like my third receiver.
Well, I mention it because I'm scrolling through the tight end, and I see Seattle's tight end is Will Dissly going against Arizona, and Arizona is ranked 31st. So for me, at a position like that, or like I said before, with the defense, something like that, I'm going to pay attention to that opposition rank more so than I would at a quarterback or a running back or a receiver. Like defense, I'm just looking up the defense right now. Carolina's defense is going against the Rams. The Rams are the 32nd ranked offense, worst offense. So what they're telling you is that Carolina, Stafford's going to throw a couple up for grabs that you're going to get a couple of picks. I don't know. I mean, Carolina against the Rams, I got to figure the Rams win that game. It's at the Rams. I don't know. I was just curious what you thought of the ranking.
Yeah. For example, the Rams are terrible. The Rams are absolutely terrible. I don't know if the Rams are going to go back to their Super Bowl for the next 20 years. That's how bad the Rams are right now. The Rams,
they're so bad now.
Right.
For the next 19 seasons, they will not get over how bad they are now.
Right. The Rams look like the Lions right now. And that's just not because of Stafford's there. I mean, it adds to it. But the Rams, holy Super Bowl hangover. My God, just terrible.
Well, it's terrible. Like you can't start a running back. You can't start Henderson or Akers. Cooper Kupp, great. Every week he's been great. I have him in a few leagues.
He's it. That's it.
But again, that's it. You're not going to use Allen Robinson. No. Van Jefferson's been hurt. He hasn't been there. Skoranek, you want to use him? I mean, they're using him as a fullback. The guy is a little short, 210-pound wide receiver that's playing fullback for them. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. I thought he was an offensive genius, that head coach.
He is when he has all the exact players he wants, but not now.
I don't know.
And with that, we are sadly out of time, sir.
It always goes by so quickly.
It really does. It really does. Thank you for joining me this week.
Oh, thank you for asking.
Yeah. And do you have any final thoughts for us this week?
Final thoughts. Okay, so I've been gambling a lot on DraftKings this year, picking the winners and such. I've been probably break even, but to me that's not good. So here's my final thought. When picking who you want to bet on, try and pay more attention to who do you want to bet against. For instance, this past week, I had the Titans against the C words. I had the Titans giving 2.5, getting 2.5. It didn't matter. It didn't matter because Carson Wentz was on the other team. So I was confident right up until the final second when he threw that interception. I was confident. And by the way, did you see in that game? It was over. They celebrated. He threw an interception. The guy ran 30 yards and then ran out of bounds or something. They all went out to midfield. Players exchanged jerseys. It was over. And then the refs made him come back out because when the guy intercepted the ball at the 2-yard line, he was touched down by contact. So there was 2 seconds left in the game or something. They made all the players come back out onto the field so that the Titans could take a knee. It's like, come on. We all know the game is over.
That's right.
I don't know. So my final thought is, it's not always who you're betting for, it's who you're betting against. Do you ever want to bet against Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes? You don't want to bet against those guys. Stay away from those games. Go the other way. Bet against Carson Wentz. Bet against, and I know he's not playing this week, Baker Mayfield. Bet against these guys because they will not let you down.
Sinch is taking the mirror effect of betting. Interesting.
What's your final thought?
My final thought is along the same lines. Just really, we're in the middle of the season. It's week 6 already, so that's kind of crazy. And just kind of bet against. Well, do what Sinch says, and bet against people because it's a little bit easier. And then the other thing too is don't go crazy with your bets. I mean, I do sometimes, I make some like insane parlay because the odds are like insane, and the off chance it hits, it would make me very happy.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Exactly. But don't do those every week. And if you do them, don't put like $100 on them. Put like, I don't know, $5 on them.
Bet what you can afford to lose. Can you imagine?
Exactly.
I sometimes think if I was rich and I was just lots and lots of money.
We'd be gambling over everything.
But you know what? In the back of my mind, I still don't think I could say, all right, $100 on, the Titans this week. We'll see what happens. I still don't think I could do it.
Yeah, I
would say $10.
I probably would.
Maybe 20.
But you know what you could do? Is you could leave us a review. Wherever you listen to this podcast, mostly on iTunes, because that's the one that really matters. I said iTunes. It's Apple Music now, or the podcast app.
Wherever finer podcasts are
exactly. Wherever you find this, it's like Audible, Player FM, Stitcher. We're pretty much everywhere you can find a podcast. That's where you can find us.
Hey, leave a review and say something nice about me. I need it. I'm a Mets fan. I'm feeling down.
He's a Mets fan. I offered him digital hugs. He did not accept them. So I tried.
Bad times. Bad times.
But hey, it's okay because the Yankees are in the playoffs and there's pinstripes for everyone, so it's fine.
Bad times.
It's fine. You can also reach out to us on Twitter, on Facebook. You'll find us under Fignuts DFS. You can also email us at fignutsdfs@gmail.com.
Send me a text message. I'll leave my number. Hold on. Get a pen.
I've been getting so many. I don't know if you want to do that. I've been getting so many spam emails, so many spam texts lately, more than I've ever gotten. It's kind of insane. Thanks, T-Mobile, for that data breach, by the way.
I got a butt dial today from Vista, California, and
Nice.
I just paid no attention. I didn't answer.
Nice.
And then it left a message.
Yeah.
A 58-second long voicemail message.
Uh-huh.
So I said, all right, well, let's see. I hit the button to play it, and I think it was just a butt dial. I could hear like someone driving in a car.
Nice.
Crazy.
Yeah, people just hit buttons on their phones. I don't know. People use phones for calling. It's weird. It's not what they're for anymore.
Who does that?
But Sinch, thank you again for joining me this week. I appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
It's always fun having you here. And with that, everyone, thank you for joining us. I'm Craig.
I'm Sinch.
And this has been the Football Fignuts Podcast. Hi, Deb.